In the today's video, I am showing special reactions of acetone, ethyl benzoate, aniline, benzamide, urea and then acetanilide. Let me take first acetone. So acetone, we know that it is colorless, pleasant smelling liquid. So I am taking about 0.5 to 1 cc of acetone. So to this I am adding very dilute solution of sodium nitroprusside solution. This is sodium nitroprusside solution. So we are getting red color now. This is sodium nitroprusside. So to acetone I am adding sodium nitroprusside. This is color reaction where we are expected to get red color. Yes, now there is no red color, but red color is obtained only after adding alkali. So in alkali, I am adding alkali now, that is sodium hydroxide. I am adding so little amount of the alkali. When I am adding alkali, there is formation of the red color. So red color formation clearly indicates that it is acetone. Yes, see the red color. Red color is developed and this is the characteristic reaction of the acetone. That acetone forms red color with sodium nitroprusside in alkaline medium. This is one color test. So acetone also gives iodoform. Iodoform is very important pharmaceutical compound that it is used as an antiseptic. So most of the antiseptic creams, they contain iodoform. Iodoform formula is CHI3. Now I am showing you how acetone forms the iodoform. I have taken acetone now, too little amount of the acetone. I am now adding iodine in KI solution. So iodine in KI is added. Iodine to the acetone solution, I am adding iodine in Ki. So iodine in Ki solution is added and there is formation of the yellow precipitate called iodoform. Immediately I am not getting yellow precipitate, this is only solution. Now again I have to add excess of the alkali. So when I am adding excess of the alkali, there is formation of the iodoform. This is alkali. I am adding alkali now. There is formation of the yellow precipitate and this yellow precipitate form settles at the bottom when warmed on hot water bath. Yes, see the color change. There is formation of the yellow precipitate. We need excess of the sodium hydroxide. With excess of the sodium hydroxide, it forms iodoform. So there is formation of the iodoform, that is yellow precipitate. Yes, now this is pale yellow precipitate. So it appears almost white, but it is pale yellow. And this pale yellow precipitate is iodoform due to iodoform CHI3. So now I have shown you two reactions of acetone. One is formation of the red color and other one is formation of the iodoform with iodine and Ki solution. Now I am showing you special reaction of ethyl benzoate. So ethyl benzoate is the ester with the formula C6H5 COOC2H5. I am taking now ethyl benzoate which has fruity odor. Now I am showing you hydrolysis of an ester, that when esters are hydrolyzed we are going to get acids. So ethyl benzoate on hydrolysis, it gives an acid. So now I am showing you how the acid is formed and what is the change. To this ethyl benzoate, what I am doing is I am adding 1 to 2 drops of distilled water, and to this I am adding 1 drop of sodium hydroxide. I am adding 1 drop of the alkali. So I have to add 1 drop of alkali, and then I have to add 1 drop of phenolphthalein. All of we know that phenolphthalein is, yes, I have added 1 drop of the sodium hydroxide, and I am adding phenolphthalein indicator. All of we know that it develops pink color with phenolphthalein because there is alkali. Phenolphthalein is pink in color in presence of the alkali. So now let me show you that there is an ester, and this ester on hydrolysis it gives an acid, benzoic acid. Let us see whether the color changes to colorless or not. So this should be boiled well. So on boiling it is completely converted into colorless solution. Yes, slowly it is changing to colorless. Now there is, yes, now it has changed to colorless. Yes, phenolphthalein was pink in color in alkaline medium. Now due to hydrolysis of ethyl benzoate, there is formation of benzoic acid that reacts with sodium hydroxide to give sodium benzoate, neutral medium. So in presence of acid medium and neutral medium, the phenolphthalein is colorless. So this is the test for an ester. It may be ethyl benzoate or it may be any ethyl estate. Now I am showing you special reactions of the aniline. So I am taking now little amount of the aniline. This is aniline. So I am showing diazotization reaction, diazotization test. This reaction was for the first time carried by Peter Grice in 1857 when he was working in London in Hoffman's laboratory. So 1 to 2 drops of the aniline I have taken excess. So I have to take little amount. Now I am taking 1 or 2 drops of the aniline. Yes. So to this 1 to 2 drops of the aniline, I am adding concentrated hydrochloric acid. This is concentrated hydrochloric acid. So concentrated hydrochloric acid is added almost 3 times the volume of aniline. If it is around 1 cc, about 3 cc of concentrated hydrochloric acid is to be added. To carry out diazotization reaction, concentrated hydrochloric acid is added about 3 volumes, the volume of aniline. Slowly it is to be added. In the first volume, aniline dissolves forming anilinium hydrochloride. So aniline clearly goes into solution. And now this should be cooled well. Aniline is reacting with HCl. It has formed anilinium hydrochloride. So now it is cooled well. This is anilinium hydrochloride. This is cooled in ice cold solution. So now this is ice cold water. I am keeping it for cooling. And now I am taking sodium nitrite solution in another test tube. Here is sodium nitrite solution. So this is sodium nitrite solution. I am taking sodium nitrite solution. Again, this also should be cooled well because this is a reaction to be carried between 0 degree to 5 degree centigrade. Sodium nitrite, this is colorless solution, and now it is also kept in ice cold water. Now they are cooled well. This is ice cold water. So now what I am doing is I am adding very dilute solution of sodium nitrite to the anilinium hydrochloride solution, that is aniline dissolved in concentrated hydrochloric acid solution. So it is added in dropwise slowly because it is the reaction to be carried between 0 degree to 5 degree centigrade. I am cooling it and then I am allowing sodium nitrite slowly, gentle touch is to be given because the benzene diazonium chloride form is stable between 0 degree to 5 degree. Therefore, gentle touch is to be given. Again I am adding little more sodium nitrite solution. So there is formation of the benzene diazonium chloride. That sodium nitrite again reacts with hydrochloric acid present in this. It forms nitrous acid. Nitrous acid is very important for the diazotization reaction. It is also called as nitrosation reaction. And now there is formation of the colorless benzene diazonium chloride. Slowly it is mixed. Now it is kept for little time. So now to this benzene diazonium chloride solution, I am adding beta naphthalene NaOH. This is beta naphthalene sodium hydroxide solution. Now we are expecting to get orange red dye stuff. So beautiful orange red dye stuff is obtained and that is very characteristic reaction of the primary aromatic amine. So now what I do is I take diazotized solution. This is diazotized solution, benzene diazonium chloride, and now I am carrying out the coupling reaction that to this beta naphthalene NaOH I am adding a drop of the diazotized solution. Now you see the formation of the orange red dye stuff. Yes, orange red dye stuff is formed and this is the clear indication of the aromatic primary amine, that it is the reaction only shown by primary aromatic amine. So now see the orange red dye stuff. So this orange red dye stuff, it is the confirmatory test for aniline. Now I am showing you the confirmatory test for the urea, that urea is taken, little amount of the urea is taken, and to this I am adding sodium hydroxide. It is actually confirmatory test for amides. It may be urea or it may be benzamide, that they are hydrolyzed. So when amides are hydrolyzed, there is formation of the ammonia gas. Ammonia gas is smelled. Let us see. So to this it may be urea or benzamide. Now I have taken urea. To this urea I am adding little amount of the sodium hydroxide and it is boiled well. It is boiled well. So on boiling with sodium hydroxide, it undergoes hydrolysis to give. Yes, now I boil it. I am boiling urea with sodium hydroxide. It may be even benzamide. Now gas is coming out, colorless gas which is having ammonia smell. Yes, ammonia smell is there, and this turns, the outcoming gas turns the moist red litmus into blue. Yes, now the outcoming gas is turning the red litmus to blue. So red litmus changed to blue. The ammonia gas evolved, it has changed the red litmus into blue. So this confirms that it may be urea or benzamide. Both are amides. Amides develop ammonia on boiling with alkali. Now I am showing the CT for acetanilide. I have taken little amount of the acetanilide and now I am boiling it with concentrated hydrochloric acid. So about 1 cc of the concentrated hydrochloric acid is taken and it is boiled well. Now acetanilide is hydrolyzed to give aniline. Again aniline formed is confirmed as before. I have shown you diazotization reaction. So after boiling it for about 1 to 2 minutes, we have to again cool it well, and after cooling we have to add sodium nitrite solution, dilute solution very carefully and slowly. So now boiling is to be carried for 1 to 2 minutes. Now it is undergoing hydrolysis. Acetanilide is hydrolyzed to give aniline. Now it is cooled well. So it is cooled well. And then again it is kept in ice cold water. And to this ice cold water I am adding sodium nitrite. So sodium nitrite is to be added dropwise. In solution I am adding now beta naphthalene NaOH. Yes, we got again orange red dye stuff. So again this confirms acetanilide, that from acetanilide we have converted into aniline, and then aniline is again diazotized to confirm the acetanilide. Thus I have shown you the special reactions of starting from acetone and then ethyl benzoate, then aniline and benzamide, urea and then acetanilide.